Welcome to Embedded Internals. This is fourth episode of our series, Pointer Thinking series. In this episode, we are going to check pointer arithmetic internals, pointer, their offset, and address calculation. We know that pointers are not variable. They are memory navigation tool. And pointer arithmetic is a mechanism that allows software to walk through memory structure. And this understanding that how we can navigate memory is the base of array, buffer, string, data structure, linked list, memory mapped hardware, and kernel memory. Most of the programmer believes that when we do addition like ptr plus 1, it means address plus 1 byte, which is wrong. In C language, when we are doing pointer plus 1, it means move to next object of pointer type. That is, if the pointer is of integer, move by 4 byte. If the pointer is of double, move by 8 byte. And where to move? To the next object. So the first question is, why pointer arithmetic exists? Let us take an example, and this example will remain. Let us take an example. We have an integer array of 5 elements having the value. This will be the memory representation of our array. At 1000, we have value 10, and by 4 byte, next object, as it is of integer type, so next address will be by the difference of 4 bytes. So 1004, then 8, then 12, then 16, and corresponding values 10, 20, 30, 40, and 50 exist in the memory. So when our software has to move from 10 to 20, how will it move without knowing exact address? So here comes the pointer. So we have a pointer ptr. It's of integer type, and in this pointer we have stored the address of our array. So complete address. So when we will move ptr by 1, so it will move to next address. So pointer arithmetics automates address movement. So this is not object movement, this is address movement. When we are incrementing the pointer or doing one addition, so it will move to the next address, that is 1004. So in the memory like this. So the by ptr plus 1, we will move to 1004, not to 1001, because the movement is based on size of the data type. So it is of integer data type, so size of int is 4. So it will move to the next address, that is stored at 1004. So what is the hidden formula applies here is, so whenever the compiler sees ptr plus 1, it generates ptr plus n into size of data type. So this formula powers all pointer arithmetics. Similarly, when we have to move to ptr plus 2, how will be the representation will be like? It will become ptr is equal to ptr plus 2. So when this say, compiler will change this into ptr plus 2 into size of int, that is 4. So it will become ptr is initially 1000 plus 8. So the new address will become 1008. So CPU never performs. So when we print the value, we will get 30 as output. So in the assembly, when we are doing ptr is equal to ptr plus 1, it is simply add a register where our address is loaded plus 4. Why 4 not 1? Because our pointer moves by size of data type, which is of integer pointer. So it means points to 4 byte object. When this pointer is of char type, it will move by 1. points to 1 byte object. So at the place of 4 we will have 1. When it is of double type, it will move by 8. So at the place of 4 we will have 8. So pointer moves by the size of data type. So who does this scaling? Compiler is one who does this scaling, and it is done automatically. Compiler do the scaling, and that is also automatic. And then now question is, why scaling is important? When the compiler will not do scaling, then array traversal will fail. Like we have an array which is stored at address 100, 100, 4, 8, 12, like this. When we have to find the address of array of 3, so by the pointer we will simply move ptr plus 3. So by the compiler, when scaling will be done, it will 3 into 4, 12. So it will move to this address. When the compiler will not do any kind of scaling, so it will become ptr is equal to ptr plus 3. So 1000 plus 3. And that address does not exist. So it will pointing somewhere in the middle, and which will be a garbage location for us. So we are not able to traverse the array uh, without proper scaling, which is done by the compiler. Therefore we can say, with scaling, pointer arithmetics move between objects, not between bytes. Okay, so when we need to get this value, so dereference at this address, and which is 1012, second location. So we will do to dereference ptr plus 2. Internally by the compiler, scaling will be done, and it will become ptr plus 2 into 4. 4 is our data type. So it will become 1000 plus 8, that will correspond to 1008 location, and we are printing the value present at that, and we will get the value 30. So it will like in the assembly view, read memory 1008. This is how we can dereference the value while doing the pointer movement. Let us see a small example. This is a very simple example where we have taken an array containing the list of 10 elements from 10 to 100. This is an integer variable I, and we have an integer p1 is a pointer to integer. We have stored the address of array in our pointer. So this will point to the base location, that having the value 10. And at this, I have just printed the address of every member of our array and corresponding member. Then we have moved to 4th position and printed what directly moved to 4th position and printed what the value lies there. So let us move to output. We have compiled it and run. See the difference in memory. This is at F0, then 4, then 8, then C is 12, then 0, 0, 16. So FF is 15, moving to the next byte, that is E, after that F. So F04, 12, C, 8, 12, and then again to next byte. After F0, F1, so 0 and then 4. So this is how the movement is occurring. So every next element is by the difference of 4 bytes, as this is an integer array. An array is in continuous memory location. So this we have the continuous memory location where our object resides. So when we are moving to the fourth position, so from base location to fourth, 1, 2, 3, 4. So it will point to this location. So we get the value 5. Let me do some change and then see the output. This is an integer array. Let us make it as double. And our pointer also is double. And we are doing the, as it is double, let us print the object in double format. As this is a double, we have the decimal precision. So this is the movement E0 and E8. So the next object is an 8 byte difference. Similarly 0, so 16, 8 plus 8, 16. So it will move to next address. Then 8, then see. Every object is by difference of 8 bytes. And when we are taking the fifth object, so it is like hopping first, 1 hop, 2 hop, 3 hop, 4th hop. By 4th hop, it will reach to fifth object, that is 50, and we are getting the corresponding output. So everything what we have discussed till now proved by this example. So we have seen that the pointer movement is object by object, not byte by byte, and we have seen that compiler is doing the scaling based on the size of data type. So let's move to our next topic, that is why array and pointers looks similar. We have, when we declared an array, like this is an array of 5 integer data type. Compiler will automatically convert this as array of 5 or any element, let us take I, this into pointer of array of I will be the size. So when you declare any array like this, so any array like this, internally it will convert it as pointer. Therefore, when we are printing the array of 2 by compiler, it will simply dereference at the address of array of 2. It is converted into the pointer, and at this base location 10, 2 into 4, 8, so it will directly move to 1008, and we get the value. So this is because of the compiler, which internally transform our array into the pointer type. So we can say that when we are declaring array of I, pointer to array of I is directly converted by the compiler. Similarly, when we will have array of this type, this will also remain same, 2 plus array of this. No difference between, this is just the representation difference. Internally all are same. So this is the proof that how array indexing actually work, and this conversion is done by the compiler internally and automatically. As we compiler is doing scaling, compiler is also doing this conversion. As addition, on the pointer only 4 type of arithmetic operations are possible. So when we are saying pointer arithmetics, only possible options are increment, decrement, addition, and subtraction. Because pointers movement is object by object, not byte by byte. So the multiplication, division, modulus, all these will become very risky. So it is strictly avoided on pointer. Strictly avoided. We have seen the addition operation. Similar way we can do the increment and decrement. increment, similarly we have the pointer ptr increased by the address. So this is increment. So when the initial value of pointer is at this location, it will move to next location, next object, that is 1004. Internally, this increment is similar to addition, that is ptr is ptr plus 1. By the compiler scaling, it is n into size of data type. Size of data type, that is in our case integer, so it will become 4. So address will simply become ptr plus 4 into 1, that is 4. So it will become 1004. Data type is integer pointer, so 4 bytes. Similarly, when we have char pointer, it will move to by 1 byte. Double move by 8 byte. So there is no such difference. Internally, it will just move to the next object of the data type. So based on the data type, like char, movement char pointer, movement will like from 100 to 1001. Movement by 1 data byte, 1 byte. When we have integer pointer, then the movement is like 100, 1004. Similarly, when we have double pointer, movement will like 100, 1008, then 1012, like this. So it is always size of data type. So we can say different data type, different movement. And this scaling, automatic scaling, is done by compiler itself. Similar to increment, we have decrement as well. Decrement is simply, when we are doing decrement, it means pointer minus minus. So from P2 to move to upper object, that is P1. Okay, let us see how the movement will happen when we have the structure pointer. Let us take an example. So the size of structure will become 8 bytes because of structure padding. 1 for character, so this is id and this is grade, and compiler will do 3 padding for the proper alignment. Therefore the size will become 8 bytes. So when the movement will occur, it will be, let us take an struct pointer plus 1. So the next, if the first address is at 1000, the next address will become 1008. So complete data type plus 8 bytes or size of the structure, and all this movement will done automatically. When we have to move to the next object, so how the address will be stored, when we are seeing the memory mapping, it will like, when we have to move to the next student, object by object hopping, so it will simply become struct ptr plus 1. So the address will be movement as struct ptr initially at location this plus 1, n into 1, n is 1, data size of data type, that is 8 byte, so 8. So next address is 1008. So in the next topic we will get the data corresponding to student 2. So this is how the pointer arithmetic is performed at structure pointers. This is the similar array of integer containing 10 elements, and we have a pointer which store the array of first address, which store the address of first element of the array. So we printed the address and then we move to the next address, printed the address, a value pointed by that, and then next, and then we have simply decremented. So it will print 20, 30, and after decrement again. So let us see what will be the output. 10, 20, 30, and then 20. So at the first time, it is initial location. So first location value is 10. Then we moved by 1. So by object 4 byte movement. So it moves to 20. Then again movement, so 30. Then we have decremented. From 30 we have moved to the 1 back location. So answer is 20. That is the reason we are getting 10, 20, 30 and then back to 20. Okay. So this is how we can do the increment and decrement operation on our pointers. So let's move to pointer subtraction. We have the similar example, integer array of, and the value contained is 10. Let's take two pointer. We have to subtract, so we need two pointer, p1 and p2. In the pointer p1, let's store the address of first element, array of 1. And in the p2, store the address of, let us take fourth element. So 1 points to the value 10, 1, 2, 3, 4 points to the value 40. So what will be the output when we do the subtraction? So from P2 minus P1. So what will be the address representation? Address representation is 1004. So first this value will be here. So first hop, second hop, third hop, fourth hop. So our pointer will be here. So we can directly do 1.6 minus and by the first hop, so this 1004. So it will like 12 byte difference, which is actually wrong. This is not how the subtraction is done. When we see the subtraction operator, compiler will do the computation. Address difference, that is in our case 12 byte. So address difference divided by size of object, size of data type. So what is the address difference? 1. So this is 0, array of, when we say this is like array of 0, array of 1. So first is this and array of fourth. So 0, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 16. So 16, P2 minus P1, 16 minus 4. Array of address difference is 4. So this will become 12 and size of data type, integer data type, so 4, that is 3. It means 3 integer apart. 3 integer apart. So from this to move to the 3 hops, that is at 10016, value resides is 50. So this is how the movement is done. So the compiler formula is address difference by size of data type. So not 12 byte difference, but by 3 integer apart. Move to the third hop. Okay. So now the question arises why we need the pointer subtraction. I hope how the pointers will do the subtraction is clear. Now, why pointer subtraction exists? Pointer subtraction is useful when we have to calculate the buffer length. While parsing any data for the string processing, network packets, and when we are doing the kernel memory range, when we are checking the kernel memory range, at that time pointer subtraction are necessary. So mostly we have done when we have to calculate the length, it is like length is simply end minus start, end location, end address minus start address. So we will know how many object or how many object apart are, what is the difference in the object, and we will get the length. So like this, start is 10016 minus, sorry, end is 16, start is 1004. So the difference is 12 by 3, 12 by 4 subtraction. So length is 3 integer apart. Similar way we can do the calculations. So no looping is required. Directly by using pointer subtraction we can find the length. Where the pointer arithmetic in real life, where the pointer arithmetic is used. One is very common example when we have to do buffer walking, move one byte by byte. That time we use pointers. So let us take an example. We have an int8 buffer of 100 length. Similar way, we have an integer pointer which has the address of buffer. So we can directly by using loop while pointer is buffer length plus 100. So complete buffer range. Simply process the packet, any packet, process pointer, whatever processing we need to do, and simply increment the pointer. So move to the next byte. So this is how we do the memory navigation inside embedded devices by using the pointers. Similarly, we can use the pointers while string traversal. Till the time null pointer is fine, traverse the string. So let us take an example. We have a character string having value hello. So this is a char array. Therefore, when the address, assuming address is starting at 100, movement will be 1, 2, 3. So value will be H, E, L, L. This is string, so we have one null pointer as well. So traversal simply become, we will take an character pointer P where the address of string will be stored, and simply move till the time we have the value in pointer. Till the time null will reach, simply increment the pointers. Keep on incrementing the pointers. This is how the traversal, we will traverse the entire string. Checking the pointer P for the null value and moving to the next address. This is pure pointer arithmetics, which is used in real embedded programming or real kernel programming. Now let us move to multi-dimensional array. In the case of multi-dimensional array, we have taken an example int of matrix, which is 3 by 4. So it is matrix of 3 columns and 4 rows. So we have 4 row. Each row is 4 byte because we have integer data type, so 4 byte. So total size will be 4 into 4, that is 16 byte. Whenever a compiler sees this multi-dimensional array, it will convert into pointer of 4, that is by the row. So it will know, okay, 4 rows, 4 into 4, that is 16. 4 row and into 4 because it is of integer data type, so 16. So when we do any type of calculation like move to the next object, it will simply move 16 object by 16 address apart. Next object will be 16 object apart. If the first object is at 1000, next object will be 1016. So this is how the object hopping will be done in case of multi-dimensional array. So move entire row movement. All the calculations, size, data size calculation will based on row, not one integer. So move the entire row, not one integer. And the size of row will depend upon the object number of bytes. And the size of row will depend upon number of elements into the size of data type. Now let us see some common mistakes when we are doing the pointer arithmetics. First, as using the pointer, we are directly traversing the memory, so common mistakes are related to memory corruptions. First example, we have an integer array of 5 elements. So the valid location will be from integer 0 to integer 4. Total 5 element and addresses will be from 0 to 4. These is the valid and permitted traversing. Whenever a programmer will try to fetch the element at 5th location, which is invalid location, memory corruption will happen. So we should aware of that. Array traversal is done from 0th to size minus 1. 0 to size minus 1/5, that is this. If we move beyond to the valid range, we will have out of bound error, which is actually the undefined behavior. We don't know how the compiler will treat the data. In the one passed end rule, we are allowed it to traverse till the last value plus next size. So valid range of our array is array of 0 to 4. When we are traversing, we can traverse till array of 5. So immediately next element, immediately following the last element of the array. Traversing is possible, but when we are trying to dereference this, it is illegal. Traversing because we need to check if the next location immediately following the our array and element, is it valid, it is null for the string transmission. When we go to the hello, then we have to check the null element also. So the immediately follow the last element null. Similarly, traversing is allowed but not dereferencing. When we try to dereference the memory address immediately following the last element of an array, we will get the error. But when we are traversing, it is allowed by the compiler. So dereferencing is illegal and traversing is valid. And this end is which address? This is the address immediately following the last element of array. So when we say end, it means, so in this case when I am saying and pointer, this pointer represent memory address. When we are saying the pointer end, this end, which is a pointer to integer data type, it means that this is a pointer which is pointing to the memory address immediately following the last element of an array. Last element of an array here is a of 4. So the next element will become a of 5, array of 5. So when we are traversing, we can check this address. But when we are trying to dereference this, then this is not a valid operation. So traversing is allowed and dereferencing is not. So this is what one pass the end. Let us take an example. We have one GPIO. So if this is the address and when what will the compiler do in that case? Let us write it into this form. Let us see from the embedded system view. We have an register GPIO which is at this address. So we have converted it into pointer form. So it is of uint32 GPIO typecast conversion from this register. When we have to move to the third location of this, so as our address is 400 10020, so 32 byte movement, integer uint data type, so 4 byte movement, 24 28. So the third object will be by the second hop, that is exist at this location. So when the base pointer is at this location, hardware register, so when we have to move to third location, so 3 time hopping, 1 2 3, we will simply reach to this address and we will read the value present at this address. So we can directly access by using the pointer arithmetic. We can directly access the hardware register. So pointer arithmetics power peripheral access as well. So we have seen that pointer arithmetic is a scaled arithmetics, right, which is done by the compiler. It is like compiler multiplies by the size of type. So pointer plus 1 means next object. Okay. So pointer hopping is done object by object, not byte by byte. And the pointer subtraction returns object distance, right? The subtraction, we will always get object distance. And we should take care of some errors which happens in case of pointer, that is out of bound error and memory navigation. What is the real purpose and real use of pointers? That is memory navigation is the real purpose of pointer. The real purpose of pointer is navigation, memory navigation. Let me show you the example of subtraction as well. So pointer subtraction returns object difference. So this is an example taking the same array. We have 2 pointers. We have just pointer P2 store the address of 6th element and it is first element. So it is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 70. Okay, and first element is 20. So what will be the object difference? And let me show you in the output. Just remember, pointer subtraction returns object distance, difference of object distance. So this is 6 minus 1, 5. First element is here, P1 is here and P2 is 1 by 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So P2 is here, P1 is here, and the difference is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 element difference. So it's this pointer subtraction gives the difference of object distance, where what is the distance between the two objects. Okay, this is all. That's all in today's episode. In the next episode, we will going to check array versus pointer in deep details. Stay tuned for same. Thank you.